Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay. Okay. Let me see what's point. Tirumala Mataji, Chinna Mataji, Yamagori Mataji, so far. Okay. Yeah, so let's continue with the chapter 28 with Canto 3. Okay. Adirasa Prabhu came on time. Chittamali Mataji, would you like to continue reading from text 13? Or if she's not there, then we hand over to maybe Tirumala Mataji if you are there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. From verse number 13 to 44.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has a cheerful, lotus-like countenance with ruddy eyes like the interior of a lotus and a swarthy body like the petals of a blue lotus. He bears a conch, discus, and mace in 3 of his hands. Text 14. His loins are covered by a shining cloth, yellowish like the filaments of a lotus. Over his breast he bears the mark of Srivatsa, a curl of white hair. The brilliant Kaustuba gem is suspended from his neck. Text 15. He also wears around his neck a garland of attractive sylvan flowers, and a swarm of bees, intoxicated by its delicious fragrance, hums about the garland. He is further superbly adorned with a pearl necklace, a crown, and a pair of armlets, bracelets, and anklets. Text 16. His loins and hips encircled by a girdle, he stands on the lotus of his devotee's heart. He is most charming to look at, and his serene aspect gladdens the eyes and souls of the devotees who behold him. Text 17. The Lord is eternally very beautiful, and he is worshipable by all the inhabitants of every planet. He is over youthful and always eager to bestow his blessing upon his devotees. Text 18. The glory of the Lord is always worth singing, for his glories enhance the glories of his devotees. One should therefore meditate upon the Supreme Personality of the Godhead and upon his devotees. One should meditate on the eternal form of the Lord until the mind becomes fixed. Text 19. Thus, always meshed in the devotional service, the yogi visualizes the Lord standing, moving, lying down, and sitting with him. For the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are always beautiful and attractive. Text 20. In fixing his mind on the eternal form of the Lord, the yogi should not take a collective view of all his limbs, but should fix the mind on each individual limb of the Lord. Text 21. The devotee should first concentrate his mind on the Lord's lotus feet, which are adorned with the marks of a thunderbolt, a gourd, a banner, and a lotus. The splendor of their beautiful ruby nails resembles the orb of the moon and dispels the thick gloom of one's heart. Text 22. The blessed Lord Shiva becomes all the more blessed by bearing on his head the holy waters of the Ganges, which has its source in the water that washed the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord's feet act like thunderbolts hurled to shatter the mountain of sin stored in the mind of the meditating devotee. One should therefore meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for a long time. Text 23. The yogi should fix in his heart the activities of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all the demigods and is the mother of the Supreme Person. Brahma, she can always be found massaging the legs and the thighs of the transcendental Lord, very carefully serving him in his way. Text 24. Next, the yogi should fix in his mind in meditation on the personality of the Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue, like the lustre of the linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. Text 25. The yogi should then meditate on his moon-like navel in the center of his abdomen. From his navel, which is the foundation of the entire universe, sprang the lotus system containing all the different planetary systems. The lotus is the residence of the Brahma, the first created being. In the same way, the yogi should concentrate his mind on the Lord's nipples, which resemble a pair of the most exquisite emeralds and which appear whitish beauties of the rays of the milk white pearl necklace adorning his chest. Text 26. The yogi should then meditate on the chest of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, the abode of Goddess Mahalakshmi. The Lord's chest is a source of all transcendental pleasure for the mind and full satisfaction for the eyes. The yogi should then imprint on his mind the neck of the personality of Godhead, who is adored by the entire universe. The neck of the Lord serves to enhance the beauty of the Kaustuba gem which hangs on his chest. Text 27. The yogi should further meditate upon the Lord's forearms, which are the source of all the powers of the demigods who control the various functions of material nature. Then the yogi should concentrate on the polished ornaments which were burnished by the Mount Mandara as it revolved. He should also duly contemplate the Lord's discus, the Sudarshana Chakra, which contains 1,000 spokes and a dazzling luster, as well as on the conch, which looks like a swan in his lotus-like palm. Text 28. The yogi should meditate upon his club, which is named Kaumudaki and is very dear to him. This club smashes the demons, who are always inimical soldiers, and is smeared with their blood. One should also concentrate on the nice garland on the neck of the Lord, which is always surrounded by bumblebees with their nice buzzing. With their nice buzzing sound, and one should meditate upon the pearl necklace of the Lord's neck, which is considered to represent the pure living entities who are always engaged in his service. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. You can continue from till end of the chapter if you want.
It's not loading. The screen is like stuck.
Okay. Can you open your local copy then? Because I can see the screen. Shall I send the link to you?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Send it on WhatsApp.
Text 29. Yeah, now I can see, Prabhuji.
There you can see.
Text 29. The yogi should then meditate on the lotus-like countenance of the Lord, who presents his different forms in this world out of compassion of the anxious devotees. His nose is prominent, and his crystal clear cheeks are illuminated by the oscillation of his glittering alligator-shaped earrings. Text 30. The yogi then meditates upon the beautiful face of the Lord, which is adorned with curly hair and decorated by lotus-like eyes and dancing eyebrows. A lotus surrounded by swarming bees and a pair of swimming fish would be put to shame by its elegance. Text 31. The yogi should contemplate with full devotion the compassionate glances frequently cast by the Lord's eyes, for they soothe the most fearful threefold agonies of his devotees. His glances, accompanied by loving smiles, are full of abundant grace. Text 32. A yogi should similarly meditate on the most benevolent smile of Lord Sri Hari, a smile which, for all those who bow to him, dries away the ocean of tears caused by intense grief. The yogi should also meditate on the Lord's arched eyebrows, which are manifested by his internal potency in order to charm the sex god for the good of the sages. Text 33. With devotion steeped in love and affection, the yogi should meditate within the core of his heart upon the laughter of Lord Vishnu. The laughter of Vishnu is so captivating that it can be easily meditated upon. When the Supreme Lord is laughing, one can see his small teeth, which resemble jasmine buds rendered rosy by the splendor of his lips. Once devoting his mind to this, the yogi should no longer desire to see anything else. Text 34. By following this course, the yogi gradually develops pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. In the course of his progress in devotional service, the hairs on his body stand erect through excessive joy, and he is constantly bathed in a stream of tears occasioned by intense love. Gradually, even the mind, which he used as a means to attract the Lord, as one attracts a fish to hook, withdraws from material activity. Text 35. When the mind is thus completely freed from all material contamination and detached from material objectives, it is just like the flame of a lamp. At the time, the mind is actually dovetailed with that of the Supreme Lord and is experienced as one with him, because it is freed from the interactive flow of material qualities. Text 36. Thus situated in the highest transcendental stage, the mind ceases from all material reaction and becomes situated in its glory, transcendental to all the material conceptions of happiness and distress. At the time the yogi realizes the truth of his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he discovers that pleasure and pain, as well as their interactions, which he attributed to his own self, are actually due to the false ego, which is a product of ignorance. Text 37. Because he has achieved his real identity, the perfectly realized soul has no conception of how the material body is moving or acting, just as intoxicated person cannot understand whether or not he has clothing on his body. Text 38. The body of such a liberated yogi, along with the senses, is taken charge of by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and its functions until its destined activities are finished. The liberated devotee, being awake to his constitutional position and thus situated in samadhi, the highest perfectional stage of yoga, does not accept the byproducts of the material body as his own. Thus, he considers his bodily activities to be like the activities of a body in a dream. Text 39. Because of great affection for family and wealth, one accepts a son and one money as his own, and due to affection for the material body, one thinks it is this. But actually, as one can understand that his family and wealth are different from him. the screen is from him. The liberated soul can understand that he and his body are not the same. Text 40. The blaze fire is different from the flames, from the sparks, and from the smoke, although all the intimately connected because they are born from the same blazing wood. Text 41. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Parabrahma, is the Seer. He is different from the Jiva soul or individual living entity who is combining the senses, the five elements, and the consciousness. Text 42. A yogi should see the same soul in all manifestations, for all that exists in a manifestation of different energies of the Supreme. In this way, the devotee should see all living entities without distinction. That is realization of the Supreme Soul. Text 43. As fire is exhibited in different forms of wood, so under different conditions of the modes of material nature, the pure spirit soul manifests itself in different bodies. Text 44. Thus, the yogi can be in self-realized position after conquering the insurmountable spell of Maya, who presents herself as both the cause and effect of his material manifestation and is therefore very difficult to understand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Komal Prabhu, thank you so much. Am I audible? Very well?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. So maybe you want to start sharing how was your reading experience?
Very nice, Prabhuji. In the early morning, yeah, about Krishna, yeah.
Very nice. Good. Yeah, I felt it very nice, meditative when you were reading. I could go through a small, short meditation on these very detailed aspects of the Lord and His appearance. So let's try to also enhance our understanding from the purports of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, this chapter is very special because this is coming as part of the Sankhya philosophy, Sankhya yoga, that Kapila Muni is sharing or instructing his mother, Devahuti. And yeah, we are continuing from verse number 13. Before that, I'll just offer a short prayer and then we start. Om Ajnanatibrandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kathamahim Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desakarine Panchakalpadarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Udirayet Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So, yeah, we are going through a very, very important chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Especially, it clarifies so many questions. This is talking about the beauty of the personification or the personality of the Supreme Lord Hari. And whatever kind of yoga we take, ultimately it should come to this point that to appreciate the beauty of the Lord and to appreciate that the Lord is Supreme Person. It's not he is just Supreme Imperson, and he is also Supreme Person. So in this chapter we come to understand that each and every aspect of the Lord is very appreciating and beautiful, and there are some very interesting and important details that we heard just now when Komal Prabhu was reading, that we will once again go through and enhance. Of course, the Lord beauty and Lord's appearance to discuss. First of all, I am not fit for sharing the unlimited glories of the Lord because they are unlimited, and I am also conditioned. But this glimpse should enhance our taste to appreciate the Lord and His pastimes and His appearance further, so that we endeavor to know more about the Lord. That it's not that we, in front of a deity, we just are seeing the Lord who has hands, who has face, who has neck, who has legs, and not just that, because in that way of seeing, we are seeing a Lord, a human-like Lord, not much above that. We are just saying, okay, the Lord also has hands, Lord also eats, Lord also is seeing, Lord also is enjoying. We are seeing only a human level of the Lord's personification, but here we see how unlimitedly Lord is different, and each limb of the Lord is so appreciating that we can meditate on that and achieve perfection. So this verse number 13 is telling that the Supreme Person of Godhead has a cheerful lotus-like countenance, with ruddy eyes like the interior of a lotus. Yeah. So in this, we see that this says that it's definitely recommended here that one concentrates his mind upon the form of Vishnu. Yeah. So why? Because the Lord's form is so attractive that when one gets concentration on the form of the Lord, then so many doubts are clarified. Just like here we see, it is definitely recommended here in that one concentrate his mind upon the form of Vishnu. There are 12 different forms of Vishnu, which are described in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. One cannot concentrate his mind on anything void or impersonal. The mind should be fixed on the personal form of the Lord, whose attitude is what is described here. He is cheerful. Yeah, all of us want to see someone who is so cheerful, who is so happy. Why? Because just by seeing their happiness, just by seeing the appearance, just by seeing the joy coming out of a person, we forget ourselves. Yeah? And those who are attached to the impersonal or void feature of meditation have to undergo a difficult process, because we are not accustomed to concentrating our mind upon anything impersonal. This is very easily understood. We can even cross check that when we close our mind to focus on something that is not existing, it's very difficult, because we have never experienced something, what it means that something is non-existing, or the form. Yeah, we can't say that, okay, that Lord is impersonal, doesn't has form, or Lord is void, like Buddhistic ideology. When we take to these things, it is too far from our natural way of looking at the Lord and appreciate Him. So just closing our eyes and just thinking, okay, the Lord should be some power. Yeah, yes, of course, the Lord is power, having power, he is powerful. So in all these things, but if we are not able to fix up our mind on some object, it's very difficult. And that object definitely has a form. A very easy way to do this is just close your eyes. Yeah, as I'm saying, just close your eyes. Take a very deep breath. Breathe out. Again, take a deep breath. Breathe out. Now take a deep breath, and in your meditation, don't focus on monkey. I'll repeat again. You can meditate on anything, but don't focus on a monkey. Now breathe out. If you could hold so long. What did you see? Did you see in your meditation something without a monkey, or did you see a monkey? You have seen a monkey, right? What about others? Have you seen a monkey or not? No one has seen a monkey. Can raise hand.
Trying to think that no monkey should come in my mind, but the word is repeating in my mind. Prabhuji, no monkey, no monkey, but can't see the monkey. Yeah.
Anyone else could avoid focusing on monkey for a moment?
I think it took
Yeah.
me back to Ramayana because you kept saying monkey.
Oh, monkey. See, so we don't know what is this to meditate on a impersonal void, on some light or a dot, or on the cosmos, and so many things. Why? Because it's not that it's not the right way, but it's not the way for us because we are not used to it. Yeah, it's mainly for people who are living not in a busy cities where there are nothing interesting around us, no variegatedness. Yeah, here when we turn around, we see, okay, there are some nice sailing boats in different colors and shades, and there you see this apple tree. So many things are attracting. So which is all personal, which is our object. There is nothing, we see something which is void, or void means nothingness. There is something everywhere. Even in our mind, there is always something. Even if we want to meditate on void, to meditate on void is something. So in that way, meditating on impersonal ideology is very troublesome to the meditator. Of course, we can't keep on going in the spirit of trying it out. Come on, I never gave up anything. Yeah, I can continue to do this forever. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, those who are attached to impersonal void feature of meditation have to undergo a difficult process because we are not accustomed to concentrating our mind upon anything impersonal. Actually, such concentration is not even possible. Yeah, so on the strength of Bhagavad Gita, let's accept that to move forward, otherwise we'll just get stuck there. It is just like imagining a truck or a rail. Yeah, a train on a rail, and the rail has a small groove and the wheel can't move forward. Yeah, so no, we have to take support of something or someone so that we can push on. As soon as when the train is stuck, then someone will come and push for, so that it's back on rail. So this is what here we see, that so yeah, we are back. So this is what. So and then here we get a glimpse of what is the beauty of the Lord. What is the characteristics of the personality. Yeah, the color of the personality of Godhead is Nilotpala Dala. Dala means we know it's kind of a stem or a small twig to which a leaf or a flower is. Yeah. So the meaning that it is like that of a lotus flower, Nilotpala, with petals tinted blue and white. People always ask why Krishna is blue. Yeah. So yeah, we see that. Yeah, usually we see the painting. Either Krishna is in black. Yeah, because people do not know how it looks like a monsoon cloud. They see monsoon cloud is typically black. No, but it is dark blue. Yeah, in that hue it's very hard to see, and of course we know that different people see the same color and have a different sense of understanding of what the color is. Yeah, so but definitely for people who do not accept the Lord as a form, for them the Lord shouldn't have even blue color, whether it is black or blue or white. They shouldn't have that, because that's only imagination. Yeah, but here from the scriptures we see the Lord. It is not that we see the Lord through our eyes, because we may not be able to appreciate the facts about the Lord as it is. Then we start interpreting, Lord has that, his face is like this. Or when we see a form, we start kind of analyzing each part of the Lord, and then we start giving our own. No, we don't do that. Rather, everything is described in Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, in Brahma Samhita. The Lord Brahma has directly spoken the beauty of the Lord. We take the words from them because they have seen the Lord. For us, if we see some painting and if we start interpreting, he looks just like Avatar. Or I think the Avatar was made, I think, what is it? Steven Spielberg, right? James Cameron. Yeah, he made the movie where he just took the aspect from the scriptures and he started creating an avatar, and he said, and what is the color? There was some kind of blue, and then there is also some tilak, if I remember, and a tail. Yeah, a mix of everything, of Ramayana and of Mahabharata. He thought he will do only one avatar. That's why he did everything in one shot. No, we don't do that. We take the support of Brahma Samhita. We take support of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and many of the Puranas of the Lord's bodies, his weapons, and all paraphernalia. The Lord's appearance is described here as Padma, Garbha, Garbha Runekshanam. His eyes resemble the inside of a lotus flower. Now we're talking about it's so nice. Whenever we get an opportunity, we should really see a lotus flower right from the stem, on the petals, and also the swirl and inside the swirl, so we can appreciate, because most of the places we come across that this very much is a way of understanding the Lord's beauty. And in his 4 hands he holds the 4 symbols: conch shell, disc, mace, and lotus. So Komal Prabhu, your one verse, took so much time. That's why I was saying the beauty of the Lord is unlimited, and to just describe, one may need to have the qualification and also in-depth understanding, and there are so many scriptures unlimitedly describing the glories of the Lord. And then his lands are covered by a shining cloth, yellowish like the filaments of lotus. On his breast he bears the mark of Srivatsa, a curl of white hair. The brilliant Kaustubha gem is suspended from his neck. So, and then here this is given about the saffron yellow. So the details here we see in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is so appreciable that when we are having the darshan of the Lord, then we see so that we can meditate on the limbs of the Lord. Not only that, his paraphernalia are like this, and then there is this Kaustubha gem. I think it said now one of the 5 ways of differentiating Krishna in Vaikuntha is this Kaustubha gem, right? Yeah, Srivatsa and Kaustubha. Yeah. Because in Vaikuntha everyone has 4 hands. Everyone looks similar to Hari. The only difference, is this. There is this Srivatsa mark, and then there is this Kaustuba gem. He is very richly dressed with valuable jewels, which are not visible within this material world. So we can see that Lord is all powerful. Bhagavan means all powerful and all rich, or all opulent. Means all opulent means he has everything which is in the spiritual world, material world. Everything he has. Everything is his. We are still just thinking one diamond, and that Kohinoor diamond is so precious that it has so many carats, and then it is so powerful that any country which has its economy is very high and all those things. But we are talking about Kaustuba gem, that the Lord has it his own jewel. Is not even within visible in this material world. So, and then he also wears around his neck a garland of attractive sylvan flowers and a swarm of bees. And swarm of bees, intoxicated by delicious fragrance, hums around the garland. He is further superbly adorned with a pearl necklace, a crown, and a pair of armlets, bracelets, and anklets. And here we see, the bees hum around the fresh flowers. I don't know if it is in this verse, it's mentioned that everything is fresh. Yes. The beauty of Vaikuntha is that nothing loses its freshness. Here in this world, we see the flowers are so beautiful, but if we pluck it off and then we leave it there, and in one day, we can not even one day, within an hour, and if it is in summer, we can already see that immediately the flower freshness starts losing. It becomes pale, and it becomes dry, and but in Vaikuntha, we are seeing that even the flowers picked from the trees and plants remain fresh. For everything in the spiritual sky retains its originality and does not fade. And very interesting point here is when the flower, when there are so many flowers, the bees can simply go to the flowers which are very, very fresh. They can simply go to the flowers which are still to the tree, to the plants, to the trees. Why? Because those are very fresh. We are talking about bees. We are not talking about house flies. We are not talking about house flies which are more interested in something which is rotten or which is not good, fresh. But we are talking about bumblebees which are behind or after fresh flowers. And after plucking, and when such a garland, when the Lord is adorned with such a garland, these bumblebees are around. So definitely the first thing is the flower is very fresh, even after they are picked up or plucked from the trees. Not only that, these bees are so fortunate, they want especially to, they don't want that ever fresh or whatever is on the tree, but they want those flowers which are offered to the Lord, because that flower that is offered to the Lord, that becomes very, very special. That becomes enhanced with not just a flower attributes, but it is also because it's offered to the Lord, it becomes prashadam. It becomes the mercy of the Lord. So that's why these flowers are so special, that these bees are all ever busy. These bees are so busy that they don't care about those freshness or fresh flowers which are onto the trees. When the flower is taken from the tree, it remains the same. It does not lose its aroma. The bees are equally attracted to the flowers, whether they are on the garland or on the trees. The significance of spirituality is that everything is eternal and inexhaustible. Everything taken from everything remains everything, or as has been stated in the spiritual world, 1 minus 1 equals 1. Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnasya Udasyate. This is the principle that is from the Ishopanishad, invocation, prayer, which says that here we know that if I have an apple, if I give it to you, then I don't have apple. 1 minus 1 is 0. But in the spiritual world, it's not like that. 1 minus 1 is still 1. Why? Because from Lord, everything emanates. At the same time, still Lord is complete. It's not that because everything came from Lord, now Lord has nothing. It's not like that. Lord has everything and He has made everything. In that way, 1 minus 1 is still 1. The Lord's bangles, necklace, crown and anklets are all bedecked with invaluable jewels. Since the jewels and pearls are spiritual, there is no material calculation of their value. This is very nice. Yeah? Which means, it doesn't mean that, okay, then we can't estimate the richness of the Lord. It is totally of different nature. Yeah, we see that there is in the spiritual world Chintamani, which means everything can be turned to gold if needed, if wanted, and everything. The trees are kalpataru. Yeah, just if you desire something, the trees can give whatever one desires in the spiritual world. Of course, we don't have such a tree here. So, but nevertheless, we have an estimate of what is the greatness of such a tree, which can give anything, any desire what we have, the tree can fulfill. Just imagine when a tree can fulfill all our desires. How great, how great is Vaikuntha? Just trees can. Here when we want a mango, we have to go to a mango tree. If we want to enjoy apples, we have to look for an apple tree. But in the spiritual world, whatever we want, just a tree can fulfill that. That is the greatness potency in the Vaikuntha. That means we can't even understand from our material level what is the value of the spiritual world. And here the Lord is eternally very beautiful and He is worshipable by all the inhabitants of every planet. Yeah, this shows that there are so many planets, and the Lord is in the center. Lord is in the center. I mean, I'm not saying physically He is in the center, so everyone it's practical to go there and to worship. No, Lord is kept in the center of everything they are doing. So He is worshipable by all the inhabitants of every planet. It's not that what are we going to do if we go to Vaikuntha? We'll worship the Lord. What is that if we go to Swargalok? We'll worship the Lord. What we will do if we go to Patal? Also, everywhere. Everywhere it is the one and only one service is to worship the Lord. He is ever youthful and always eager to bestow His blessings upon His devotees. If we really have a habit of underlining, this line is so assuring that Lord is always eager to bestow His blessings. Eager. We always have eagerness to enjoy the world. We always have eagerness to satisfy our senses. But here we see that the Lord is eager to, the same fact is confirmed. He is always anxious to show favor to the devotees, just as the devotees are always eager to render service to the Supreme Lord. He is also very eager to bestow benediction upon the pure devotees. So here we understand that there is a nice, healthy, happy competition that is going on. Of course, as soon as when we talk about competition, we talk about, oh no, I don't want to be part of this competition. It's too much pressure. There is only kind of ill treatment. There is only kind of peer pressure and all. No, here we see that there is a very healthy competition where the devotee is eager to serve the Lord. To see that to please the Lord is the prime goal of a devotee. And what is Lord doing? He is also very eager. He is also very eager, anxious to favor the devotees. So this favorism or this is not a partiality that Lord is showing only to a devotee, but He is showing to a devotee as a kind of reciprocation, as a kind of appreciation that wow, you have understood the scriptures thoroughly. What is that? All the scriptures help us to understand one principle, that we are the servant of the Lord and our only object is to serve the Lord. So that is the essence of whatever we do, whichever yoga path we take, whichever book we want to read, whichever the atonement process we take, ultimately it is towards one. I think Srila Prabhupada, there's this, all whatever we do, whatever we want to do, whatever we have thought to do, ultimately it's for what? To do only one thing, to always remember Krishna and to never forget him. So all our activities, our meditation, whatever we are doing, if that can fulfill this own purpose, then our life is successful. And for such devotees, Lord is very eager to favor. This we will see from verse number 34. Here is just a glimpse that, okay, it's such a benediction for the pure devotees. Why? Because the Lord is eager to bestow his blessings. What does this mean? Because by practicing devotion, we can please the Lord. The glory of the Lord is always worth singing. Of his glories enhance the glories of his devotees. Here in this very important point, again, when we are talking about Krishna in Mahabharata, we also remember Arjuna. When we are talking about Ram, we also remember Hanuman. Why? Because the devotees are absorbed in the service of the Lord, that they don't have anything. And this is also will come later. Identity. They have no identity. In their, they absorb themselves in service, that they think, they want that nothing should be told about me. I'm not existing. That much they want to be absorbed. They don't say that I am Hanuman. Everyone should know that I am Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Ram. No, Hanuman has no thought about that. Usually, it's the neophyte devotee's tendency is that to show off that, yes, I appreciate. Yes, some people want to appreciate why I am a devotee. Come on, this is my expectation. After all, I have paid so many dollars, euros, rupees to a temple. I should be appreciated for that, right? People should know, recognize that I am a devotee. So and so service I have done. People should know that I have done that service. Otherwise, how can people know who am I? No, Hanuman had no interest of showing off his identity. But what happens is, without his expectation, because of what he has done, he is renowned devotee. And here, that's what we see. The glories of the Lord is always worth singing. This is what Hanuman has done. He has been doing, and he is doing even now. It is said that when Ramayana, Ram Katha is going on, the one who sits in the assembly is Hanuman. Hanuman is so, he is eager. He said, I even don't want to go to Ayodhya. When Ram, after, in the Treta Yuga, when Ram finished off his pastime and when he is going back, he said, Hanuman, come. And Hanuman said, as long as your katha is going on in this world, I don't want to come. I just want to hear to your katha. He was so much absorbed in hearing his katha. Of course, that's not the only thing he did. It's not just only Shravanam. It's not only Shravanam. With Shravanam, he is just appreciating the greatness of the Lord, but he was also doing what? He was also serving the Lord. One should therefore meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead and upon his devotees. So this is very important, that by the means of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and so many Puranas, we understand that the Lord and his devotees are to be always known. When we know about them, then we start understanding, okay, what is our role in this world? Just imagine we end up in a city and we don't know what to do. We start finding ways of engaging ourselves, because human nature is we can't sit idle. Even if one wants, there is this nice small story, right? I don't remember who said that, but there was a guy from US. He understood the secret of life is not all these. So he went for no, I think not from US. Anyway, some guy, he went to Himalayas and he started meditating, and then he wanted to change. He wanted to change himself. So what he did is that he found, yes, not in the cities, to go in far out Himalayas, and then he went there. And then when he was sitting there doing his meditation, all of a sudden there was some people who were discussing about, there is wonderful. Hey, did you enjoy the pizza? And then he started hearing so much about pizza. Then he asked him, what is this pizza? He said, you go to US and you can get the best class pizza. He booked his flight. He went there, and then he ordered a pizza. The pizza came. He paid for the pizza, and then he asked change. Yeah, he gave $20 and he was expecting some change of $10 coming back. That didn't come. Why? Because he wanted a change. Yeah, that change neither happened inside nor outside. He didn't get that change. Ultimately, he went for a change to the Himalayas. No, this is not the way of how we can change ourselves, because the mind is fixed in still the material things. Yeah. It is only one should meditate on the eternal form of the Lord until the mind becomes fixed. Only that is a milestone. It is not that, okay, let me take a baby step, let me take a half step, and then let me see. No, that half step may only should help us to take the next step immediately. Otherwise, yeah, we may just lose our focus. Thus, always merged in the devotional service, the yogi visualizes the Lord standing, moving, lying down, or sitting within him. For the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are always beautiful and attractive. So, at least I am privileged to sit in Harikathas. When I was doing engineering, there was a temple just there was just a compound wall or a small lane that was dividing us and a temple. And every evening there was Harikatha that is going on. Yeah, I just thought it's a nice means of relaxation to avoid all this engineering stress. So I used to just sit on the steps, just hear the katha, and it is so attractive, because then we start understanding what life is. Is there any, yeah, ultimately I'm getting so much happiness by hearing katha. Of course I'm expecting that my engineering will make me happy, but I don't know. Yeah, for that I have to finish my engineering of 4 years. After finishing engineering of 4 years, I don't think I'll get a job, or I didn't even get a job. I didn't even try for a job. I did my masters, and after doing masters, then I started looking for a job, which means I am counting on something that I may get happiness after 6 years. And when I'm hearing Harikatha, at that very moment, I'm already happy. No false promise. It's already happening at that moment. So in that way, yeah. So then what is happening is, then we start appreciating the beauty of the Lord. We don't have this envious understanding of the Lord. Oh, Lord is like that. Lord is like this. How can everyone do that? Why? Because we have so many doubts. We cannot appreciate Lord's greatness. Now forget about Lord. We can't even appreciate a neighbor's happiness. Huh? We can't even see if a neighbor is flourishing or prospering, then we think, oh, see, why Lord, oh Lord, why are you not giving me? Why are you giving only to this guy only? Always seeing in that spirit. So we are not able to appreciate the greatness of our neighbors. We are not able to appreciate the greatness of the Supreme Lord. Why? Because we have not taken to the right process of appreciating the Lord. When we hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, just we don't have to do anything. When we are hearing Bhagavatam day after day, that will do the job. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to take any pain. We don't have to do any meditation. We don't have to close our eyes, inhale, exhale in a rhythm, and all these things. No. Just by hearing Bhagavatam, we come to that level of state where we appreciate everyone. At this moment, we want to appreciate others, we are not able to appreciate others. At this moment, when we see others, we say, how can it that, hey, he is not fit for that position, he is useless for that, but still people are thinking he is great. This is injustice, because we judge everyone. When we take to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, we come to that position where we appreciate the Lord. No judgment, no need of using our limited capacity of intelligence. We just appreciate the Lord. Why? Because the scriptures are glorifying Him. When the scriptures are glorifying, the Lord Himself is inducing us. Because Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, He says that it is the Samvit Shakti of the Lord. It is not just a book. It's not just like a novel. But Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is that energy of the Lord, which means energy has the power, and the power has the influence upon us, due to which we can push ourselves beyond all these problematic situations, temptations of this world. In fixing his mind on the eternal form of the Lord, the yogi should not take a collective view of all his limbs, but should fix the mind on each individual limb of the Lord. This is very, very important, and in the purport you will see why. It's not recommended. We may have come across this point multiple times. Here we see the purport. Prabhupada is mentioning why. The word Muni is very significant. Muni means one who is very expert in mental speculation. So Muni means one who is actually a thinker. And Prabhupada is mentioning one who thinks, feeling and willing, which is the nature of the mind. Muni means mind, using mind. He is not mentioned here as a devotee or yogi. So we should understand, even in this path of spiritual journey, when we come across different people, we cannot say everyone is a Paramahamsa. Some is a Muni, some is a Rishi, some is a Brahmarshi, some is a Rajarshi, depending on of what he is. Just like in our company, of course, everyone has 2 hands, 2 legs. Maybe someone is having a suit. But what is really important is to see a differentiation, a hierarchy. Even in that. So here, those who try to meditate on the form of the Lord are called Muni, or less intelligent. Till now we are talking that one should meditate on the form of the Lord. But here we see that is only a beginning. Whereas those who render actual service to the Lord are called Bhakti Yogis. So the thought process described below is for the education of Muni. To go on, start looking in order to convince the yogi that the absolute truth of the personality of Godhead is never impersonal or any time. The following verses prescribe observing the Lord in his personal form, limb after limb. To think of the Lord as a whole may sometimes be impersonal. We may think that we may not appreciate the glories of personal aspect of it. Therefore, it is recommended here that one first think of his lotus feet, then his ankles, then the thighs, then the waist, then the chest, then the neck, then the face, and so on. One should begin from the lotus feet and gradually rise to the upper limbs of the transcendental body of the Lord. So this is the practice. Because we may not appreciate the beauty of the Lord. We may not even appreciate the personal aspect of the Lord. The best thing is always focus at the lotus feet of the Lord. If we don't even have, devotees, we don't even have to go beyond that. When we are having darshan, if we are managing our focus at the lotus feet of the Lord, we meditate, oh Lord, please keep me at your lotus feet. As insignificant as possible, even a dust particle is so fortunate to be at the lotus feet of you. Please keep me at your lotus feet as your servant. That is the meditation. That is the meditation of the Lord. Of course, if one wants to see the variegatedness of the Lord, one has to fix the mind at least first at the lotus feet. That's why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not telling the 10th canto, the first canto, and the first canto is the 10th one. There is a systematic structure of that is there in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that the first 2 cantos are the lotus feet of the Lord. Which means when we go through the first and second canto, we come to this, that we have to take shelter of the Lord. That is the understanding one gains. And of course, it doesn't mean that after that now I am now ready for seeing the Lord's forms to the face. The Lord's face is so attractive. This is also what we will go through later. He is telling about it can allure us, it can make us kind of diverted or distracted from the main job. What is the main job? To render service at his lotus feet. That should be the object. One should begin from the lotus feet and gradually rise to the upper limbs of the transcendental body of the Lord. Yeah, we know. The devotee should should first concentrate his mind on the lotus feet, which are adorned with the marks of thunderbolt, a gourd, a banner, and a lotus. This is a proof. If someone is saying, I am God, we don't have to do much. Very easy. Yeah, we know that, right? If you go to a doctor, yeah, Ayurvedic doctors are good now. They immediately check the pulse and tell what are the diseases we have. Yeah, because people don't know the science can do all kinds of dramas. But if one want to know who is Lord, just ask them to show their soul, the feet, soul. Just say, hey, can you show me your lotus feet? Check the soul. If these signs are not, if these marks are not there, Hasta Samudrika, if someone knows this palm history, and there are various signs to say what are the signs that Lord bears. This is that marks of thunderbolt, a gourd, a banner, and lotus, so many. And if those are there, yeah, we say. And verse number 22, yeah, the blessed Lord Shiva becomes all the more blessed by bearing on his head the holy waters of the Ganges. And now here Lord Shiva is glorified for what? Here he says, Lord's feet act like thunderbolts hurled to shatter the mountains of sins stored in the mind of meditating devotees. And from that feet, we know that Ganges is coming from the spiritual world, from the toenail. From the toenail or from the toe? From the toenail or from the toe? This Ganges came. Toenail, yeah. So, and then Lord Shiva, is holding that powerful, that great Ganges on his Jata Jut, and then he is glorified as the blessed Lord Shiva became even more blessed. Yeah, the verse is very nice. Shiva, it is said. Tirthena, the Ganges Tirthena Mudni Adhikritena Shiva Sivo Bhut. This is mentioned here, and in the purport also it is mentioned. Where is that? Yeah, here it is mentioned. Another significant phrase in this verse is Shiva Sivo Bhut. By his constitutional position, Lord Shiva is always great and auspicious. He is anyway great, but since he has accepted on his head the Ganges water, which emanated from the lotus feet of the Lord, he has become even more auspicious and important. The stress is on the lotus feet of the Lord. A relationship with the lotus feet of the Lord can even enhance the importance of Lord Shiva, what to speak of other ordinary living entities. So this means when we fix ourselves at the lotus feet of the Lord, that is the greatest benediction we can have. And this is what then it comes about. Yogi should fix his heart, the activities of Lakshmi. So yogi is not just kind of meditating on the form of the Lord, but also on the activities that are offered to the Lord. Why? Because we need some experience of serving the Lord. And how can we get that experience? Is by following the people who have experience in serving the Lord. And here the example given is about Mother Lakshmi, Goddess Lakshmi, who is goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all the goddess, by all the demigods. And here it says, and is the mother of Supreme Person Brahma. And we'll come to that. So can always be found massaging the legs and thighs of the transcendental Lord, very carefully serving him in this way. And Prabhupada is giving that how is Mother Lakshmi mother of Brahma? We know that Lord has come From the navel, the lotus comes, and on the lotus comes Brahma. Brahma is described here as the son of goddess of fortune, but actually he has not born of her womb. Brahma takes his birth from the abdomen of the Lord himself. A lotus flower grows from the abdomen of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and Brahma is born there. Therefore, Lakshmiji's massaging of thigh of Lord should not be taken as the behavior of an ordinary wife. We can't simply take Lakshmi Devi is just a ordinary because she has son. Brahma is her son. But how is Brahma's son? Not because of conception. It is because of the potency of the Lord that came from the navel, the lotus flower on which Brahma sat. So in that way, Lakshmi Devi is not ordinary. She is great. Goddess of fortune. Therefore, Lakshmi ji, and then here very important. I don't know where is this. The word abhavasya is very significant. For it indicates that he could produce Brahma without the assistance of goddess of fortune. So first of all, we appreciate Mother Lakshmi is so great that she's only focus is what? To continue offering service. That's the only thing. Mother Lakshmi is so satisfied and is eager to satisfy the Lord. That is the only business she has. Unnecessarily we want to disturb her with our prayers that, oh Lakshmi, please come. If you come, my prosperity, my wealth will increase. We are praying, Mother Lakshmi, come. No. When we want Lakshmi, then why don't we pray such a way that Lakshmi Narayan comes to us? May Lord Narayan come. When Narayan comes, Lakshmi Devi automatically will come. That is the right way. We see then Ramayana that Ravan wanted only Sita. He wanted only the Lakshmi. He wanted only the pleasure. For that he took all the wrong steps. He kidnapped. He abducted Sita from when Ram was not there. But how long can he maintain? We always want Lakshmi. We always want prosperity. We want to be rich. We want to be wealthy. How long can we do? If it is only with Lakshmi, we can't do. Whatever our prayers, the mother, she is a mother, so she is very kind-hearted. She will give. But how long can she give when she is not pleased? Her pleasure is in serving the Lord, her master. She always wants. That's why we see here the Lord is transcendental to the behavior of ordinary male and female. Abhavasya, it indicates this. So here we understand, and another aspect is that Lord, it's not that Lord is depending, oh Sita, oh Lakshmi, if you come and massage my legs, then only I've been, everyone is calling me all over the universe, in different universes, I'm tired, my legs are aching. No. Or Lord doesn't need Mother Lakshmi to beget child. Brahma comes from the Lord, from his own potency, without the involvement of Mother Lakshmi. So we are talking about that divine pair who are not ordinary. They are spiritual. There are spiritual personalities. So it is said that I think this, since the transcendental behavior is different from mundane behavior, it should not be taken that Lord receives service from his wife just as demigod or human being might receive service from his wife. So we cannot think in this way, what is so great about Lord? Because even in this world, 50 years back, there was the fortune of husbands that wives were serving by pressing their feet. Not 50 years back, maybe 500 years back. We can't just say that this is not so special or not so unique or great to appreciate. No. It is said that from his wife, just as a demigod or a human being might receive service from his wife. It is advised here that the yogi always keeps this picture in his heart. Why? Even if it is meditating, even if he is not directly engaging in service, at least what he has to do is to keep this picture of Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi Devi offering service. Why? Because that is the main central goal of meditation is to render service. The devotee always thinks of this relationship between Lakshmi and Narayan. Therefore, he does not meditate on the mental plane as impersonalist or void, and voidist do. Bhav means one who accepts a material. Bhava, sorry, not bhav. Bhava means one who accepts a material body, and abhava means one who does not accept a material body but descend in the original spiritual body. Lord Narayan is not born of anything material. Matter is generated from matter, but he is not born of matter. Brahma is born after the creation, but since the Lord existed before the creation, the Lord has no material body. How fast I can go to wrap up this chapter, I don't think I can do. Let's see. Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue like luster of linseed flour and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by the girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankle. Let me come to this part. Yeah, and his teeth. No. The lotus is the residence of Brahma, the first created being. In the same way, the yogi should concentrate his mind on the Lord's nipples, which resemble a pair of most exquisite emeralds, which appear whitish because of rays of milk white pearl necklace adorning his chest. Come on, let me come. The yogi should then imprint his mind. So this is all kind of how we can do this meditation in our mind. Yeah, and here is saying that the neck of the Lord serves to enhance the beauty of Kaustubha gem. It is not that the gem is enhancing the beauty of the Lord. It is the Lord's neck is so nice, so proper that is giving the beauty to the Kaustubha gem which hangs on his chest. And then while meditating slowly from the lotus feet to the Lord's hands, then the yogi should concentrate on the polished ornaments which were burnished by Mount Mandara as it revolved. He should always duly contemplate the lotus discs, Sudarshan Chakra, which contains 1000 spokes and a dazzling luster, as well as Conch, which looks like a swan in his lotus like palm. And then after that, then club, Kaumodika, Kaumodiki is very dear to him. Why? Because with that he has smashed so many people who are miscreants. This club smashes the demons who are always inimical soldiers and is smeared with their blood. One should also concentrate on the nice garland on the neck of the Lord, which is always surrounded by bumblebees with their nice buzzing sound, and one should meditate upon the pearl necklace on the Lord's neck, which is considered to represent the pure living entities who are always engaged in service. Yes, that is the detail. His nose and his crystal clear cheeks. Yeah, this is also his earrings are like alligator shaped earrings, and his eyes and eyebrows. I don't know here. Yeah. The yogi then meditates upon the beautiful face of the Lord, which is adorned with curly hair and decorated by lotus-like eyes and dancing eyebrows. Just when we are reading, we can see how beautiful is the form of the Lord. A lotus surrounded by swarming bees and a pair of swimming fish would be put to shame by its elegance. So nothing comes in comparison to the beauty of the Lord. The yogis should contemplate with full devotion and compassionate glance frequently cast by the Lord's eyes. And the most fearful threefold agonists are gone. I mean, this is also very important. Anxiety. I don't know if it is coming here. Let me check. Yeah, anxieties and agonists. As long as one is in the conditional life in the material world, it is natural that he will suffer from anxieties and agonists. So in this material world, what is given by default? There is anxiety. Padam padam vipadam. Yeah, there is every step there is a danger, and that's why because next step we don't know what danger is coming, we are always in anxiety. And because we have gone through such a bitter experience already in our life, we are in agony, we are so much in pain. One cannot avoid the influence of material energy even when one is on the transcendental plane. Sometimes disturbances come, but the agony and anxieties of devotees are at once mitigated when they think of the Supreme Lord. So, even if we go to a transcendental plane where we are not affected, not touched by these pains of this material world, but they can always come back, they're always in anxiety. The only way to get rid of anxiety is by always being in service of the Lord, and having his beautiful form or smiling face. The smiling face of the Lord is so powerful that it can bestow us relief from anxiety. The Lord bestows innumerable favors upon his devotees, and the greatest manifestation of his grace is his smiling face, which is full of compassion of his pure for his pure devotees. So this is what we get. What we get as a devotee is that among many innumerable favors that Lord is bestowing upon us, we are having that smiling darshan of the Lord. If we just keep on seeing that darshan of the Lord, then we forget ourselves. Then we are coming to that important verse. A yogi should simply meditate on the smile, smile of the Lord. For all those who bow to him, dries away the ocean of tears caused by intense grief. The yogi should also meditate on the Lord's arched eyebrows, which are manifested by his internal potency, in order to charm the sex god for the good of the sages. So, and in the purport, there is this Yamunacharya's reference is given. Yeah, usually the sex god is called Makaradwaja. Makarada, the charming brows of the Supreme Lord protect the sages and devotees from being charmed by material lust and sex attraction. So, if we are practicing devotion, if we are hampered by sex attraction, the best way is to see the smiling of the Lord, just meditating on it. And by doing that, what happens? We are sure that Lord is protecting. Like Yamunacharya, a great Acharya. Yamunacharya is the spiritual master of Ramanujacharya, said that ever since he had seen the charming pastimes of the Lord, this is what we see, that Yamunacharya is conversing with Varadaraja Swami in the temple. He's seeing the Lord, he is talking with the Lord. The charms of sex life have become abominable for him. Thinking of sex life is such a disgusting thing. That's what it is. And the mere thought of sex enjoyment would cause him to spit and turn his face. Thus, if anyone wants to be aloof from sex attraction, he must see the charming smile and fascinating eyebrows of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. With devotion steeped in love and affection, the yogi should meditate within the core of his heart upon the laughter of the Lord Vishnu. And what is the benefit of laughter of Vishnu? The laughter of Vishnu is so captivating that it can be easily meditated upon. When the Supreme Lord is laughing, one can see his, this is so nice, one can see his small teeth which resemble jasmine buds. But interestingly, it's not just jasmine buds, but rendered rosy by the slender of his lips. Just see, it's not just only the white thing that is one can see, but it is a contrasting or complemented by the pinkish color that is coming from the lips of the Lord. Once devoting his mind to this, the yogi should no longer desire to see anything else. So the mouth, the jasmine like teeth from the windows of the pinkish lips, when one sees, they don't have to see anything. By following this course, the yogi gradually develops pure love for Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. In the course of his progress in devotional service, the hairs on his body stand up. From here, the verses explain what happens to such a yogi. His body, hair on his body stands erect through excessive joy and he is constantly bathed in a stream of tears occasioned by intense love. We know what is tears coming from our eyes is because of pain. If someone disturbs our heart, we want to be independent, fully independent, do whatever we want. But if someone is opposing, the tears come from our eyes, from our heart. It's so painful. We are not talking about these tears that is coming out of pain and agony. We are talking about those tears that are coming by the um, darshan of the Lord, by the association of the Lord. And he is constantly bathed in a stream of tears. Gradually, even the mind, which he used as a means to attract the Lord, as one attracts a fish to hook, withdraws from material activity. Gradually, even the mind which he used as a means to attract the Lord, withdraws from material activity. Even so, the mind which is used for Lord will cease to think of anything else. When the mind, this verse is important. It is telling about merging. Is it this one? When the mind is thus completely free from all material contamination and detached from material objects, it is just like a flame of a lamp. At that time, the mind is actually dovetailed with that of the Supreme Lord and is experienced as one with Him because it is freed from interactive flow of material qualities. Thus, situated in the highest transcendental stage, the mind ceases from all material reaction and becomes situated in its own glory. At that time, the yogi realizes the truth of his relationship with the Supreme Lord. He discovers that pleasure and pain, as well as their interactions, are just because of false ego. So at this stage, the person is coming to that level where he is thinking he is not the body. Yeah, can you ask them to keep quiet? He discovers that pleasure and pain, as well as their interactions, which he attributed to his own self. We are thinking our life, I'm a lot of so many pains and all these things. Oh Lord, why you have put me in all these situations? We will forget all these things. Why? Because then we come to this position of understanding that yogi is thinking, I am not this body, which is only a representation of ignorance. Because he has achieved his real identity, the perfectly realized soul has no conception of how the material body is moving or acting. Just as an intoxicated person cannot understand whether or not he has clothing on his body. The body of such liberated yogi, along with senses, is taken charge of by the Supreme Lord, and it functions until its destined activities are finished. This is interesting point. Here it says that now the Lord is the driver of such a person who is completely surrendered to the Lord. Such liberated yogi. So the Lord is taking control of such a person. But what is happening? Is taken charge by the Supreme Lord, and it functions until its destined activities are finished. And what are these destined activities? These are the reactions of our previous lives. Whatever it is there, that is still there to be cleared. So what is happening is, just like a fan, when it is powered, the wings are going round and round. But when the fan is plugged off, still the fan is going round. Why? Because the electric power that was given, it made it to go around. So it says that after some time, until that fan comes to a halt, still something is going on, right? But this going on is directed by the Lord so that there is no new karma that is coming up. So this is what it says. The following questions may be posed. As long as the liberated soul is in contact with the body, why don't the body activities affect him? Because he is doing something, so there should be a karmic reaction. Doesn't he actually become contaminated by the action and reaction of material activities? In answer to such questions, this verse explains that material body of a liberated soul is taken charge of by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not acting due to living force of living entity. It is simply acting as a reaction to past activities. Even after being switched off, an electric fan moves for some time. That movement is not due to electric current, but it is a continuation of last movement. Similarly, although a liberated soul appears to be acting just like ordinary man, his actions are to be accepted as the continuation of the past activities. So in a dream, one may see himself expanded through many bodies, but when awakened, he can understand that those bodies were all false. So these are examples just to enhance our understanding. As one who is awake has no connection with the activities of the body in a dream, an awakened, liberated soul. So one who has come to this stage of samadhi where he is thinking that I don't have my own identity. All in all, I am only servant of the Lord. Yeah. For such a person, he is awakened, and for such a person has no connection with what is happening to his body. Yeah. In other words, because he is acquainted with his constitutional position, he never accepts the bodily concept of life. What is the constitutional position of life? It is to be a servant of the Lord. Because of his great affection for family and wealth, one accepts a son and some money as his own, and due to affection for material body, one thinks that it is his. But actually, as one can understand that his family and wealth are different from him, the liberated soul can understand that he and his body are not the same. This is what Bhagavad Gita is saying, that we are not this body, we are the soul. Yeah, that understanding one can gain only when one comes to this. The blazing fire is different from the flame. I mean, this is another example. Yeah. So now the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Parabrahma, is the Seer. He is different from the Jiva Atma and or individual living soul, who is combined with the senses, with the five elements and consciousness. I think we didn't come across, I mean, I didn't manage to find that purport, but one purport says that when a yogi has so much absorbed and becomes liberated, still he is not losing his individuality, he is still a being, he is not merging. There is no question of merging and losing identity. I don't know if this is the purport. Living entities are compared to sparks. Not here, but it would have been before one. A yogi should see the same soul in all manifestations, for all that exists is a manifestation of different energies. In this way, the devotee should see all living entities without distinction. That is the realization of Supreme Soul. As fire is exhibited in different forms of wood, so under different conditions of the modes of material nature, the pure soul manifests itself in different bodies. Thus, the yogi can be in self-realized position after conquering the insurmountable spell of Maya, who presents herself as both the cause and effect of this material manifestation, and therefore is very difficult to understand. That is the last word of the chapter, and in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that for those who engage in devotional service, there is no spell of Maya, and their situation is all perfect. The duty of living entity as a part and parcel of the whole is to render devotional service to the whole. That is the ultimate perfection of life. Srila Prabhupada ki, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for bearing. As usual, yeah. Never I could manage a Bhagavatam session in 1 hour. I hope it was not Langweilish, boring. Anyone want to share something? Add something?
Krishna,
Your voice is
Hare
breaking.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, now
Okay.
it's better.
Okay, and Prabhuji, I want to introduce Swati Mataji. She joined today in our call for Bhagavatam. We
Very
can
nice.
give her, yeah, and ask her experience.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I see Swati has joined. Yeah, so let me introduce myself. I'm Sudama Das. I live in Duisburg. Very nice to meet you here in this forum. I don't know.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. This was a very informative session, actually. I don't think anybody has ever explained every shloka so thoroughly till now. Thank you so much for the session.
Thank you very much. Anything you want to add?
Not exactly. I'm a little bit unaware of Maya concepts because I come from a Dvaita background, but maybe I'll catch up in a few classes.
Sorry if I have stepped on something that is on your conviction.
Oh no, no. I want to learn what is that here, so that's why I'm attending. So not a problem at all.
I think in this verse or in the 41st verse, it said about there is this achintya bheda tattva. Yeah, this is the topmost exponent understanding that Lord is having a form and also doesn't has a form. Both at same time, it's possible.
Okay.
Can't understand it, but if we take a small example, now if you see yourself in the mirror, you are seeing yourself how beautiful you are, but that beauty is your impersonal form, and behind that impersonal form is your personal form. Just like it's like a glare, yeah, the glow that is coming out of you. Yeah, we know this, right? The radiance or the that energy is also there, that due to which you are able to see your face beauty. So that doesn't have a form, but behind that formless there is a form.
Okay. Till now, I have just understood only the physical movement concepts. I mean, the same thing in front of a mirror. Only the physical movement is what I have been thought of. You know, you move your hand, and the image in your mirror moves the hand, and that's how I have understood the relationship between the Supreme Lord and
Personal, yeah. When whatever we are seeing, that is a real physical entity. Yeah, the physical body. You're right, but there is still a layer that is coming out from it that we are not able to see. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone is saying, "Hey, you look very beautiful." Yeah. So what is that is looking beautiful? It's not the person. The person is anyway beautiful, but it is the radiance of the person that is what is being appreciated there, not just the person. Which means the person has energy, and that energy is what we are referring there. I don't know. I mean, still, it's a concept.
It's a very new perspective. Very nice.
This is one, and when we are saying that Lord has manifested in so many ways. Yeah, we see that mountain, we see He's a Lord, or when we see the power, that is the Lord. So many ways we are seeing, and each of that, everything is a person. Yeah, personal. Yeah, has a form, but when we talk about the power, we are not talking about a person, because everything has a power. If you see water, tidal power. If you see fire, there is a electricity. In that way, everything has a power. That power has a impersonal form, but behind that impersonal form, there is definitely a form, right? The water has a form. We can see the water. It's a liquid.
Okay. So you're also talking about energy in all beings.
So in that way, we see that the energy is an impersonal form,
Mm-hmm.
yeah? Whereas there is definitely a person behind it. Just like if you open your window and if you see a big building in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
definitely it is the energy of something due to which it is manifested, right? It's made of the bricks, it's made of concrete and everything, which is definitely, yeah, ingredients. But then there is also some energy of some guys or some machines which have made it possible.
Mm-hmm.
Energy, we see that it doesn't has a form, but we can appreciate it when something is erected. Then we see, okay, this indeed is can bring a form to it.
Yes, but that doesn't essentially that actually it counters the concept of Maya, doesn't it? Because there is an energy existing in this world, and it is not virtual. We can see the energy, we can feel it. We cannot see it, of course, but we can feel the energy behind
Yeah,
every
exactly.
being.
Yeah, you're right. It's not that something is faked up or something doesn't exist. No, in reality there is energy. Just like if we say, do you have a mind? Yeah, we don't see the mind, right? So the mind cannot be seen, but the activities can be seen to prove that mind exists.
Mhm.
Yeah. So similarly, there are different ways of how we see things manifesting. Some are very clear, yeah, which are very evident in the front of a mirror. Some are not yet. Our eyes cannot see, but we can see the energy. Through energy, we can perceive.
Mm.
So that's where we see that the Lord is not only uh, found in the power, but behind that power, there is a powerful person.
Yes.
We can see anything which has a power. Definitely there is something behind it, because the power cannot exist on its own. The power is coming from somewhere, either it could be from water, air, or earth, or whatever. Definitely there is a person behind the power. Even when we are launching a rocket, or if we are driving a car, even if we are talking about autonomous cars, still there is an engineering that is done, yeah, and which is fed into the car. So
It's still the
definitely
fuel that runs the autonomous car. Yes.
sorry.
There's still a fuel which is making the autonomous car run. So yeah, I agree with you.
In that way, we are talking about a deeper understanding or completeness in the understanding, because the Lord can be realized in three levels: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti. Yeah, the Lord can be seen in one's own heart. Yeah, this is the Paramatma, the super soul, and the Lord is also seen in the effulgence of the Lord, which is called Brahma Jyoti. Yeah, this Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence that is coming from the personality of the Lord, who is called Bhagavan. So in that way, the Lord can be realized in three levels, and that is the complete understanding where we see the Bhagavan means we connect with all the remaining two, because the Lord and his energy and his expansion. So all will be considered as Bhagavan. This is the complete realization.
Okay. I'll do some research about this and probably get back to you with the questions next week.
Answers are not assured, but I'll try my best, whatever I know that I can share.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. Nice to meet you also. Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
Anyone else would like to share something, add?
With respect to the energies, I mean, Albert Einstein, when he created E equals to mc squared, energy can be neither be created nor be destroyed. But the source of energy, as you said, always existed from time immemorial.
Yeah, obviously, no, that should be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also a very nice point, right? Even if you take the scientist's reference of energy, law of conservation of energy, means cannot be created or lost. It is only kind of moving from one. Definitely, eternally, it has been a time where the energy is always there, which also proves that Lord is eternal and his energy is also eternal. Okay, I see here also Mahesh Prabhu and Usha Mataji. Welcome. Hope you had a nice Austria trip. Good. Then thank you very much for your time and have a nice weekend. Panchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Now to close this.
Thanks for
Hare Krishna.